Poussière à la poussière.
Fellow Amazonians, greetings to every one of you in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Wow, what a new week as we finish the last but one program for the month of June. Today, June the 30th, the year of our Lord 2025. You are welcome to the program, The Awareness, here on Amazonian State Radio and Television, where we broadcast to you nothing but the truth, and truth that brings you hope that makes the people of Amazonia know their fight is not in vain. Welcome to the program. We believe that you had a great weekend and that there was total lockdown in our respect to our country. Sunday, today Monday, and it's our pleasure to come to you today with another exciting show, The Awareness. Before I bring my crew on the show today, let us go to my monologue as I speak to you today on what I titled The Need for Integrity and Truth in Nation Building. The need for integrity and truth in nation building. National or nation building is not merely about constructing physical infrastructures, natural roads, exploiting of the natural resources of that nation. That is not all that it takes for nation building. But when we talk about nation building foundation is based on the integrity and truth of leadership in that nation. Nation building's foundation is based on integrity and truth on those who are leading of that nation. Integrity is the backbone for leadership. Integrity is the quality of being honest, having a strong sense of humor, and being a principled person, somebody that stands words, and when he gives his words, you can take them to the bank. That is what integrity is. When leadership is dominated by consistency in integrity, then that leadership and that nation is built on trust, and people will be also able to grow in that ability of being trustworthy. But when a nation is built on lack of integrity in leadership, lies telling, saying one thing for 50 years and doing nothing in those 50 years, it also transfers to the children and the grandchildren of that nation, that they are grown and groomed up in lies telling and nepotism and lack of integrity, and that brings the downfall of that nation. In Proverbs 11 verse 3, the Bible says there that The integrity of an upright guides them, but the unfruitfulness or unfaithfulness destroys their duplicity. The integrity of the upright builds and guides them, but the unfaithful and destructive nature of their lives destroys the people. Dearly beloved fellow Ambazonians, what Ambazonians need in nation building, what Ambazonians need to see that Ambazonia will be a nation that will be reckoned with will be integrity, truthfulness, honesty, the ability to give your words and somebody can stand on your words and know that you have spoken. Truth is the foundation of justice and progress. Truth is the foundation of justice and progress. Truth provides the moral framework upon which the laws of a land is built. Justice and administration and history will provide that, or will prove that that nation can trust on its leaders when they speak their words. A nation that does not value truth is a nation that destroys its own core foundation for a great and integrity in that nation in the future. Every nation that does not have men of integrity in its leadership, men of truth in its leadership, destroy the very fabrics on which that nation was supposed to be built. Dearly beloved, it is my pleasure today to let us to understand that the nation we are planning to build in Ambazonia will be a nation that nepotism, favoritism, the kind of greed and dishonest we see in La Republique will not be welcome in Ambazonia. Integrity and truth build trust and unity in a nation. Trust is concurrence to the effective governance of a people. When the people's leadership can be trustworthy, can be trusted, unity will be bound to be in that land. And we are here to tell Ambazonians that the nation we look forward to building will be a nation that will be characterized by integrity, truth, trust, and unity will be bound to be part of our nation, because its leaders will be leaders that when they speak their words will be yes and amen. And so, the last thing I want to address on this issue is the rule of every citizen. Nation building is not just the responsibility of government or government officials or those in leadership, but nation building is one thing that will also begin with those of that nation, the of that nation. Truth, integrity, loyalty, trustworthiness must also be found in the citizenship of that nation. The citizens of that nation must also be accountable to themselves, must also be men and women of truth, must also be men and women of integrity, that when they give their words is truthful. They don't go back to their words. It all works together. They both work together. You cannot have a truthful nation by just having truthful leaders and unworthy or untrusted citizenship. Neither can you have a worthy or truthful nation by just having truthful citizens without having men of integrity or men of truth in their leadership. Therefore, we plead with all Ambazonians that the kangaroo kind of lifestyle and rulership we see in La Republique du Cameroon will not be the lifestyle in the people of Ambazonia. That is why today's program, we're going to be telling and showing you how people are double standard, a way of rulership. The Republic government have been double standard for many years. Time will fail us short to name and enumerate some of the things that they promised to do in Ambazonia. Some were promised before some of us were born, and today we are above 50. Yet those things have not yet been done in Ambazonia. One of those is the natural deep sea port in Limbe, or that was long around and promised by the rogue regime of Ahijo and transferred to the rogue regime of Paul Biya, that the natural seaport in Limbe developed. Years have passed and gone, it has never been done. That same lies telling that was in the forefathers of League in Ahijo now has been transferred to Paul Biya. It's also being transferred to the next generation of the rogue regime people of La République du Cameroon. So are you going to trust the legacy of Ahijo, or are you going to trust the one of Paul Biya, or are you going to trust the one of their children? It is the same legal love, because they practice lack of truthfulness and lack of integrity at the top. It has been transferred to their children, and it's never going to change. It's never going to change. That is why in our panel discussion today, we're going to be looking at so many things that surrounds the of Ambazonians. We're going to be exposing to you some of the fairy tale and the lies that La Republique, of our own brothers who are slave masters in La Republique government, some who are not even in government but are paid behind the scene under the table, can still stand and lie to you Ambazonians that you should support them and go and vote in their so-called elections. But we are here to tell you that there can be never any form of federation between the people of Ambazonia and La République du Cameroon. There cannot be any form of staying together in any kind of configuration or any federation or any one state with La République du Cameroon, because their leaders have lied from the beginning, and that lie and falsehood has been transferred to their children and their children's children, and therefore there will never be a time that the people of Ambazonia will ever be regarded as anything in the eyes of the people of French Cameroon, because we have been painted as second-class citizens before them. Their children know us as second-class citizens. Their grandchildren are second-class citizens. So there will never be a time that will ever be regarded as anything before them. Therefore, any attempt to think that we can live together is a message from the pit of hell and will never be accepted by the people of Ambazonia. Thank you very much for listening to my monologue. I'll now bring our panel and we will discuss very pertinent things today. And once again, you are welcome to the program. Studio, you can bring our panelists to the podium. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Colonel Paul, Matt Dorothy. It's always a pleasure to have you all in the studio every Monday on this program, The Awareness. Matt Dorothy, you are welcome to the show. Let me start with ladies before gentlemen today. Last week, I was almost crucified when the other way around. So, Matt Dorothy, you can greet the people of Ambazonia and welcome to the program. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Pastor Victor. Fellow Ambazonians, it's always a pleasure, as I say, for me to come every Monday for us to have a discussion, for us to encourage each other. We are in a fight that we cannot even blink, we cannot joke. We have to be serious because of the power of the enemy. The power of the enemy. It will only take God to succeed. That is why it is important for us to stay focused, to stay prayerful, and to stay hopeful. Fellow Ambazonians around the globe, I greet you all. Those who are in the trenches, we are in the trenches with you in spirit. Those who are in the refugee camps, those who are in the prisons, we say it is temporal. That is not your condition now, is not permanent. It is temporal. It will change for good. We will talk some more. Thank you, Pastor Victor.
To have you in the studio every Monday with us on the program, The Awareness. On this roundtable, it's also my pleasure to welcome Colonel Paul. Colonel Paul, you are welcome, and thank you for the excellent show yesterday. God bless you. You can greet the people of Ambazonia. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Pastor Victor. Thank you, with technician, the way they make them possible for show itself today. The Saloto Ma Dorothy. Pastor Victor, another Monday, this for create awareness as you the talk. I want to thank you for this opportunity, and I want for throw a salute for we papa and mama them back home, brother, sister, and picking them, and also for we brave warrior the way that because of them way we still there with the talk. If they no be there, we not get anything for talk. And because they still get hope, and because them still they fight, and they still hold the materials for defend homeland. Now why that way we talk for encourage them as they encourage me. So I did throw a salute for una for all una barracks all over Amazonia. I did throw a plenty salute. We get responsibility for this platform now for educate, for sensitize, for create awareness for certain issues the way that they happen, for educate people. So when you come across this live show, when you come across Ambazonia State Radio and Television, you don't get no plenty work now for just touch that share button. You share this so that make other people them as you they enjoy and make them too that they enjoy them. Even if you know they enjoy them, but you feel say some person feel enjoy, you just click that, touch that like button, that share button, you share them. So today go plenty. So I just then for introduce for tell when I say as una day, that's so we to we day. So thank you, Pastor Victor. Let the story may begin start as you want that. Pastor Victor, you did it.
I would like to know from our studio, do we have any other panelists with us today? If not, we just go straight into the program of today. The program of today is going to be very interesting. The other day, we heard some news from La Republique du Cameroon, and don't ask us why we're talking about news in La Republique du Cameroon. It's because we want to expose their untruthful character, and that's why we're bringing this up. Last week we heard about the fake and planned resignation. It's not out there like that, but I want to tell you that it's a fake and it's a planned resignation of Mr. Icha Churuma Bakari. And it went viral as though it was some big news that happened in La Republique du Cameroon. And somewhere in the program, I'm going to play an audio of one of the innocent Northeast woman that fought for Issa Chiruma to have that position that Pobia gave him. And so when that woman heard that Issa Chiruma had resigned from the government, the woman was very, very angry and brought out an audio very insultive to Issa Chiruma. But one of the things we want to tell fellow Amazonians is that this is a planned thing. When Issa Chiruma resigned, if you do not know, let's educate you here. When Issa Chiruma resigned, he first went and reported to the French embassy. He made himself at the French embassy to let them know that the fulfillment of the planned act has been done. And before he then traveled to his hometown and went there and started having some big campaigns. I don't know, maybe we'll take that in video so that it will give us ample time to comment on this and talk about it. Then he went to his hometown to have a big campaign. And we see that as some kind of a scam, because if it was not a scam, why would Issa Chiruma go to French embassy after his resignation to take his check and to let them know that the work has been done as it was planned. And somebody may hear and say, but why that? The truth is that you all know sometime last year or early this Bia's son was being paraded in the north, and they took him to go and show the imams of the north to let them know that this is the Esau coming, and then to calm down the spirit of the imams so that they can fall behind Frank Bia in their elections. But the planned act with Issa Chiroma resignation is deeper than that, because it is now being sponsored by France. And you know that there is high division in La République du Cameroon between the Ngongos camp and the camp Issa Chiroma now, and the camp of Frank Bia. And so the camp of Frank Bia is the camp that is being sponsored by France, and the camp of Ngongo is the camp that is seeking help from Russia and China. And that is the fight that they have there. Now, there was a third camp, which was the camp of the Northeast, that came out and said Cameroon should not think that the presidency has become a kind of a monarchy where they change from family member to the family member. And so there was a third camp. Now they want to use Issa Chiroma to neutralize the camp of the Northeast that are angry about what is going to happen there when they want to bring Frank Bia into power. And so the whole thing is a mafia, Amazonians. It's a whole mafia that La Republic is playing. But we are here to expose their mafia so that some of you that go and say, go and vote here like we heard about this is the program of, know that it's all a scam. It's all a mafia that is being played. Studio, if you have that video, maybe you play it before I give room for my panelists to begin to comment about what Yaoundé is plotting. Studio, if you can play that video now, I think that will be better before we go into our comments.
Quel est le message que vous envoyez ce soir aux millions de Camerounais?
Non, les Camerounais n'ont rien à voir dans tout ça. Ils ont été tellement résilients, patients, endurants. C'est à la famille du président Biya que je m'adresse. Aidez-le à partir. Aidez-le à quitter le pouvoir. Aidez-le dans la dignité humaine. Soyez... Parce que ce monsieur a déjà tout donné, il ne peut pas donner davantage. Et je prie les hommes en tenue de ne pas se mêler de la politique. Je prie les administrateurs, les gouverneurs et tout ce monde-là, vraiment de nous laisser tranquilles.
All right. I don't know if that's the right video about the rally of Issa Chiroma, but maybe while they look the right video, yeah, I think that's not the correct video about the rally.
Vous partez où?
Okay, Madhurati, see you are already on the screen. Let me hear your take on this and what I presented earlier about what Yaoundé is trying to do.
Yes. Thank you, fellow Ambazonians. Even though I did not understand what they were saying, but just from the fact that this is very common of La Republique. During election years, you see they are out, the politicians are out deceiving civilians, making them not to even think. I mean, you see a mother with a child behind her back, she is being given maybe it's $2,000, 2,000 francs. I mean, why would she ever think about her welfare, the welfare of her village, the welfare of her people? She will never think that. She always looks at the government, quote unquote, or the candidate as the supplier of her needs, which it doesn't even, they don't even do that. During campaigns, they come and promise, and they go. Really, what happens in La Republique does not really matter to me, but what we can learn here is that Ambazonia will be different. Candidates will have debates. They will answer questions from civilians. They will answer questions from students, university students. You have to tell them what you intend to do to improve the livelihood of the people. What do you intend to do differently that will make Ambazonia great? Those are the type of candidates we want. We don't want people who come and be standing in the public and then they are bribing people with 2,000 francs. That is a disgrace. I don't know if La Republique has youths, intellectuals, youths, for them to be condoning this. This is the wind of change in Africa is for the youth. They should not, this is no campaign. This is no campaign. He has told you nothing. He's not told you anything that will improve your life, that will improve the educational standard, that will improve the infrastructure. Nothing. He gives you money. Since you are always very poor, you see the money and you are just so happy. Ambazonians, we are showing you this so that you get educated and hold your leaders, hold your candidates. They don't have to come and give you money to silence you. They have to answer your questions. They have to assure you. Yes, the La Republique, that is their piece of cake. That's not ours. Thank you, Pastor Victor.
Majority is sad that a nation torture its people, mental torture, torturing its people physically and mentally, emotionally. Now they will leave the people to be wretched and poor, so that at the eve of election like that, they come and deceive them. Look at what Chiruma, whole Chiruma distributed water 1,000. Would that give water to the people to drink? Would that give them light? Would that give them good roads? They are not ashamed. And this is the kind of democracy Ambazonians want us to go and stay with French Cameroon. Come on, poor man, take over and tell us why we can't be part of this nonsense, man. It's crazy.
Pastor, I'll differ a little bit with Maduro. Maduro, everything that happens in La Republique, I think we have to either blow the flame for it to happen, because once La Republique is destabilized, we have an easy way. We have to make sure that we destabilize the political system of La Republique for us to buy our way out. We have been fighting for close to 7 years, going to 8 years now. We must focus on their political strategies and we must influence it. I think it is high time we even come up with French program to talk to to the citizens of French Cameroon. We have to educate them the reason why they have to remove Mr. Paul Biya from power. Because we know that when Mr. Paul Biya goes down, French Cameroon will be destabilized completely. There will be an internal struggle which is already happening as we are speaking. There is an internal struggle. But now let me tell you people what I see going on. Okay, you know that in La République, if something is not working in their favor, they will never allow, CPDM will never allow it, except it is working for their favor. Let me quote one instance. When Maurice Kamto left Paris, he had a meeting in Paris, I think early this month or last month. When he left Paris and landed in Douala, he was supposed to talk to his people. The mammoth crowd that was waiting for him, the Dio, the whatsoever, they came out, they said Maurice Kamto should not come out and address the people until he was placed under house arrest for I think 8 hours or how many hours, and he was shipped quietly out of Douala. We then seen that mammoth crowd that came to greet him. That crowd was not working for La République, for CPDM. So they had to do everything. But now ask yourself that in that same country, another man resigned from power, resigned from his office. Then when the next day, and organized a crowd like that, and then the same CPDM government allowed it. Does it not ring a bell in your head? Does it not tell you the level of complicity? Let me tell you, Pastor Victor, he went to the French embassy, was for them to finalize the plan so that CPDM, I'll explain to you people what I am thinking. This is my opinion. This is not standard, but it is my opinion. He went into the French embassy so that they will conclude the plan on how to maintain Mr. Paul Biya in power. It's not how for him to become president, but it is because it is a very trying time. The age of Mr. Paul Biya is already a problem. The upward spring of Maurice Kamto's popularity is another cause for concern. So now they need a strategy to destabilize Maurice Kamto. They need a political strategy. So Issa Chiroma going to French embassy, in my opinion, is a plot to conclude the political strategy that they want, that they have in hand, that they have programmed to destabilize Maurice Kamto. Because giving a free and fair election in French Cameroon, now Maurice Kamto will remove them all from power. Because that visit that he made in France, in Paris, that was a technical knockout. It has given Yaoundé sleepless night. It has given Yaoundé sleepless night. And so we must do everything possible. Ambazonians, we must do everything to destabilize Cameroon. French Cameroon, we must do everything to destabilize them. Because the moment there's an uprising in Yaoundé, in Douala, in Bafou, we will easily tell their forces to leave our territory, that they should go and solve their problem in their country. And we take over our... So we must. It is a must. There is no political compromise that we have to make. Everything in Ambazonia, they are the one holding us. So if we have a means to destabilize them, do you think if we destabilize them and they begin by destroying prisons, our prisoners will be released and come back home? They have been sentenced there for life, which is an illegal arrest. All that they do, the sham trials of our leaders, all those things were illegal. So we must do everything to destabilize them. Okay, now let me come to what, as a political activist and as an analyst, the way I see things going on. Let me tell you people something. Now they have sent Mr. Issa Chiroma to cut off the North, because they know that the Nordists are not willing. They are not willing to vote Mr. Paul Biya. There's a problem. There's a movement called, I think, 10,000 or 10,000 Nordists or whatsoever. They have been struggling since the last election to destabilize CPDM in the North. So now, what are they trying to do? They are cutting Issa Chiluma loose to go and take over North. Was Issa Chiluma takes over North, it has cut off Maurice Kamto. Paul Biya now will focus on Center, South, and East. Those three provinces. Center, South, and East. He will focus on that. And then he will take part of North. He will take one of those provinces in North attached to his own. Then Maurice Kamto now will concentrate on Center. He will concentrate on in Littoral and Bafoussam, West and Bafoussam and Littoral. Sorry, he will concentrate on that. Then Mr. Paul Biya again will come to Ambazonia. He will take Ambazonia. He will take Ambazonia completely. That will be 5. Let me cut it now. How they want to cut how they want to cut the entirety of Cameroon. How they want to cut it politically. Issa Chiluma will take the 3 North. Mr. Paul Biya will take Center, East, West. Then they clear off Amazonia, which is 2. It will make it 5. Then they will give Mr. Maurice Kamto 2. That is it. That is the plan. In the way I am looking at it, that is the plan. Because they know Mr. Paul Biya cannot outrightly win this election. And they know North is shaking. So let us send this man up there to cut off that North. Paul Biya will not take it. Maurice Kamto will not take it. And then they know that Ambazonia will never vote. So they will rig Ambazonia from beginning to end. They will rig it. Listen, Pastor Victor, they will rig Ambazonia from beginning to end like they did during the council and the senatorial and what. People never vote, but people won. CPDM won. They took everything. That is the same way. Add that to these 3, Center, South, and East. Paul Biya will take that 5 zones. Maurice Kamto, they will give him, but they will pity him and give him Bafoussam Douala, and the case will end. They will tell you that it was free and fair election. After all, everybody knows that Paul Biya's base is the Center, is South, and is East. He wins those 3 places. And then they will tell you that Ambazonia gave their vote to Paul Biya because they had no choice. There's no opposition party There's no opposition party in Ambazonia. We all know that. SDF is dead. PAP or whatsoever, no parties operating there. It's only CPDM that they stubbornly operate. So that is the scenario that I am seeing as somebody who follows up politics daily basis. That is the angle that I am going to. And don't be surprised that come October 25th or whatsoever, it takes this shape that I'm telling you. Thank you, Pastor Victor. That is my own way I look at it at the moment.
Thank you, Comrade Paul. Like you said, we should be involved in what is going on in La Republique to educate our people and to let our people know that we cannot be part of this kangaroo government in Yaoundé. The other thing there is to be truthful. La Republique is not going to present Paul Biya as a candidate. Don't mind that thing they are doing. They are ashamed of themselves because they know there's no Paul Biya that can come out and talk to people, go out for any campaign. That's why he started introducing his son. That is the plan. So they themselves are ashamed. It is not now that they started changing who Paul Biya is to the outside world. They have changed it and changed until they are ashamed to even do that again. That's why they are preparing this whole thing about his son. And France is not debating that they want Paul Biya. They are debating that they want his son. Their fight is not against having Paul Biya in power. France doesn't want him because he's not going to. There's no Paul Biya to stand in power. We don't want to go into the other part, but just know that there's no Paul Biya. All this thing they come and show you that there's Paul Biya. They are campaigning this for his son, who is even not accepting, but they are forcing it on him. So the issue is between his son and Gongo, who is fighting the wife of Paul Biya and Gongo are on one side. Paul Biya, why his son is on this side of France, and this thing that this Chiroma is manipulating. But whatever be the case, we will just speculation of these things, and whenever they come out, they come out. But the amazing thing that shocked me also is to see that our own son, Barrister Nkongo Bala Felix, came out to say that people should go out and vote. This is shocking and amazing. I don't know what these people are up to, but if they can play down Nkongo Bala's thing, let's hear before we comment on it, because this is
the issue. They would have to amend things so that we address it, because we will not come here. Our people are watching, our people are looking. The aspirations of the people of Southern Cameroon are on us, and we need to speak on their behalf. The mothers in the bushes, the children who are not going to school, they want us to speak. We should not make the same errors that we made in Fumba. Let us look each other in the eyes as Cameroonians and address the major issue. And to me, and to most of the other Anglophones have spoken here who've come as participants, the biggest problem is the form of a state. We would have to debate that. We will have to discuss that. We will have to address that.
Wait till they happen, we Anglophone them. We don't try for start come together. We don't start for the make friends with other group of people, or would they still fight each other as Anglophones? I want to tell you something. Power no go wait for anybody. Change not the best of man. If we not unite now, we will only look as other people then. We take decision for things we concern we like how it don't happen.
The fundamental problems in this country is the form of a state. We cannot address the solution without talking about the form of a state. It's not possible. Okay, the decentralization. This is 23.
So my advice for everybody, and I say, may we organize, may we come together, may we be united.
On ne peut pas s'en sortir sans parler du forme de l'État. Moi, j'ai vu comment il a dit les 8 thèmes on doit parler. Non. Oui, moi je suis content, mais il faut qu'on parle de-là de ça. On doit parler de forme d'État. On ne peut pas s'en sortir sans parler de forme de l'État. Ce n'est pas possible.
And then we will try for lead. Because time not the wait for anybody. It not get to be now tomorrow. We'll get to start from today. We'll get to start from now. Thank you.
Yannick Awa parlait parce qu'il a tout dit, il a dit la vérité, il a dit ce qu'on disait avant, parce qu'il y a beaucoup de problèmes qu'on doit résoudre. Ce n'est pas seulement pour inviter quelqu'un pour dire ce que vous voulez que la personne dise. Et moi, je...
fellow ambassador, this is laughable. This is very laughable. I'll make my comment before I give you guys room to talk. I love Barrister Nkongo as an individual, as a person. But I don't just love his flip-flopping. Sometimes when we crack hard on some of these people think that we hate them. I don't hate him. I just hate the fact that, like I said earlier in my monologue, people are not straightforward. People don't stand firm on the hard truth. I don't know what he was coming there and pleading that people should come together and do. Whether come together and vote for Biya or come together and vote for who? Because these are people who know that no matter what any Ambazonian can ever do, whether we come together as one as what, La Republic will still rig the election and nobody will have nothing to say about it. Yet, instead of telling your people to stand up to fight for a free Ambazonia, their free country, you are there trying to cajole them to come and be part of this kangaroo government of La Republic. What good can come out of La Republic, Mr. Bala? You are saying that the form of the state must be discussed. You went to the national monologue. You were ignored. You were not even given a chance to say something. Frundi was there. Lake Karinatubi was there. All of the people that matter in Ambassador were there. Nobody heard them. And you think it's now they're going to hear you? It's laughable. I don't know your take, Madoroti. Hearing Nkongo Bala and all what he was saying during that time and what he's saying now? Is there anything he's talking to the Amazonian people?
Yeah, I have never seen a revolution that people have been asking for unity like our own. Why are we different? People, they struggle for independence. They don't go as a united front. They all fight, and then when they get the independence, then they come, they unite. So all this unity thing with people that some are going east, some are going west, and then you expect them to unite how? They cannot. So let us focus on the goal, the price. The price is Ambazonia's independence. I heard Barrister Bala saying that he is a voice for the women in the village. No, you are not. You need to watch the video of those ladies who were protesting and they were asking La Republique to get out of their land. Hello? Get the wishes of the people. Even Cardinal Tumi's thing that he did, the survey that he did, showed that 69% of Ambazonians want total independence. So when you say you are the voice for the Ambazonian people, I don't understand what you are talking about. And you are fighting for something, you are ignored. As Pastor Victor said, you were crying for federation and they just ignored you. So what are you really fighting for? What is your goal? What are you going to do for La Republique to be different from what they are? They don't want to hear federation. You are very much aware. So why are you misleading our people, making them to believe, giving them false hope? Agua Bala, you know the truth of the matter. You know what Ambazonians want. If you are a federalist, you don't want independence, you are in the minority. Please don't speak as if you are speaking for the majority. Majority want total independence. Total independence. This is a relationship with La Republique that has gone toxic. Nobody should be forced to stay in a toxic relationship. Nobody should be forced to stay in a toxic relationship. And its separation is not like Ambazonians are going to hate La Republique. No. When we live and we focus, because they say when fire fall for your skin, you first move the fire before you start look the one way fall for even for picking the skin. So let us have our independence. We are stable on our feet. We will help La Republique. We will help them as neighbors. So I don't like this misinformation causing confusion, a mantra of La Republique saying that you people should unite, you people should unite. Tell me which struggle for independence has ever gone as a united front? None. Why do you expect that from La Republique? Somebody is going east, you expect the person going east and the person going west to unite. How? Ambazonians are not fools. Thank you, Pastor Victor.
In fact, my daughter, to just add to this, Kongo Bala knows very well that when Cardinal Tumi was still alive, he made his census, and he said 69% of Ambazonians want total separation.
Yeah.
Total. Now, that was even a census done behind the scenes who Cardinal Tumi contacted. But we always tell people, if you want to know the real percentage of Ambazonians that want a total separation, go to the march of 27th of September when our people came out and marched on all the streets. 99.9% of Ambazonians want. That is when you know the true Ambazonians, not now that they have corrupted them. Even at that time, Kongo Bala himself knew that they could not stand to even call the fact that we don't want our nation as Ambazonia. Because the people came out on all the streets of Ambazonia, grandmothers, grandparents with peace plans. That is where you assess. Not now that they went and corrupted people. Even by the time Cardinal Tumi of blessed memory was conducted his interview, they were already corruption. They were already corrupting people. Kongo Bala and the rest and many were already tripped behind not to support the agenda of us being a free nation, many others. Yet, Karinatubi still had 69%. You know, so it's just one thing to be truthful. You know, Gome Paul, you can weigh in this and expose the hypocrisy of our own brothers. You know?
Who have corrupted who? Let me tell Victor, there's only one thing that is stopping people back home. It is fear and intimidation. That they are afraid that if they go out on the street, they will be arrested and they will be tortured, things like that. Let me tell you something, Pastor Victor. Just tell the people of Ambazonia today that there's no arrest. You will be free. Those people who want independence, go out and march. You will not, even the pregnant women will leave their houses. Let me tell you, nobody has corrupted anybody in them. See, the Ambazonians, this Ambazonia is a spirit. It's the will of the people. Let me tell you, Pastor Victor, it's a spirit. It's not something that dies. It doesn't. You cannot kill it no matter what you use. You cannot destroy the Ambazonia in every English-speaking Cameroonian. Let me put it that way. You can never. Even Ataganji and those who are fighting, they are not fighting because they like to fight, because they want to fight. They are fighting because it's a means of survival. They think more of themselves than their people. That is why you see them do what they are doing in Yaoundé. Because they think more about themselves. It is their own interest that matters. It is because they have been hooked up by the system of Yaoundé that the moment you raise up a finger against them, they turn against you, using what they have given you. They give you money, they know that you embezzle that money, then they keep the record. Then the day you raise your finger against them, they use that same record against you. That is why I am laughing at what they are doing with Issa Chiruma, because every right-thinking Cameroonian, anybody right-thinking Cameroonian will know that there's a game that they are playing. It's it's an international game that they are playing with Issa Chiruma. Because let me tell you, that man has been in office for more than 20 years. And you cannot tell me that there is no somewhere that he must have embezzled something somewhere that they have kept the record that they will use against him. How many of them are in prison? Now, let me go to the issue at hand. The video here, Agbobala talking, that video, he made that video is from during national monologue that they made in Yaoundé. Now, the recent one that you see him saying that let us come together, other actors are coming together, when will the Anglophones come together? It is because of the recent happenings. You see, Issa Chiruma is going to the north, he's going back to the north for his campaign. Now, if you go in Yaoundé and I think in South, of late, so many top CPDM militants have been resigning. You hear that the section president for this has resigned. The section president for this has resigned. That is why you hear Agbobalana coming out to ask the Anglophones, are you people not going to unite? My question now to Agbobala, you want to unite with who? You have only the Graphi people that you can unite with. But this same you people in Boya and Victoria, you spend all your time castigating the Graphi man. Graphi has come into our land. Graphi up, Graphi down, Graphi up, Graphi down. You want to unite now with who? The fire is burning. You see how people are trying to regroup, and now you want to call Graphi. Let them come and sit with who? Where? Are you not the same people who will turn and face the Bamenda man and say Graphi? Now, because you want to fight for your interests, now you are saying that we should unite. Unite to fight who? I have told you people, the only strategy we have now, the only strategy is to infest La Republique political arena. Help to destabilize the country. this one come out with good conspiracy theories, because sometimes conspiracy theories are imagination. We imagine that they want to do this. We realize it for them. We put it on pen and paper. We put it on audio and send it to them. So it is in line of the recent happenings in La République that you hear Agbobala in the attached video saying that we should come together. Now these political actors are doing this. What are we going to do? Mr. Agbobala, we have just one thing. To make sure that the regime of Yaoundé go down. To make sure that we destabilize French Cameroon. Destabilize French. If there is maximum, if there is uprising in French Cameroon, let me tell you, every Ambazonia back home will defend his or herself. If there's an uprising there, we will tell all their military to leave our territory to go and solve their problem back home. And then we will really consolidate our territorial integrity, our boundaries. We will seal our boundaries and tell them, go and solve your problem while we are fixing our home. So, Mr. Agbobala, I think you just need to step and go back to Yaoundé. You started this course. Your brother Tassan is where you decided to sell your conscience and you place him. So we don't know who you want us to unite now with. The Ambazonian State Army, they are back in their barracks, preparing and waiting for the right time to come out. So those are the people we are struggling to unite. We are struggling now to prepare them, to arm them, to solidify them, to make them strong. Let their swear and increase to wait for that moment. That is the moment I cannot ensure. Let God give me grace to see the day that those sardine eaters in La République, those oil brain citizens of La République will rise up. Pastor Victor, for you to say they are ashamed to put, who is ashamed? At what age did Mugabe stood for his last election? At what age is this man Museveni of Uganda? He wants to go in for his 7th election. At what age? These power mongers are not ashamed of power. Let me tell you the strategy. They will succeed if Pobia comes up. It is in this last term now that they might make a law that will favor a transition after the election for his son to take over. But for now, they know that if they dare to put his son, the uprising in La République will be something else. So they will maintain him when he wins, because they know by the time towards the end of it will be already maybe 100. So he will stand. They are not ashamed of anything. They are desperate people. And you see, when desperate times calls for desperate measures, and that is why you see they have released Issa Chiruma to go to the north. I rest my case.
Thank you, Comrade Paul. And once again, Dr. Tita, it's good to have you in the studio with us. Before you came in, we were discussing about Chiruma's fake resignation and what La République is using him to do to destabilize the North and to combat the North for CPDM, pretending that he has resigned. And you also came when we have talked about Congo Bala's outing, which we see it as some kind of a flip-flopping, because calling for unity, for people to unite and support Pobia, or unite to be Ambazonians, or which unity. But you can weigh in here read about people.
Thank you so much, Pastor Victor. Greetings, Ma Dorothy. Greetings, Brother Paul. For Ambazonians at home and abroad in the diaspora, today is an amazing day for the people of the former British Southern Cameroons, also known as Ambazonia. This year, 2025, it's a critical year for this revolution. This year, 2025, it's the year we have to do everything possible to make sure that those in charge of the various or the high offices in all over the world at the level of the international community can finally make the decision to grant the people of the former British Southern Cameroons, also known as Ambazonia, the recognitions that they have been yearning for over 63 years now and counting. This year, 2025, is very crucial. I must say this because a lot of our people might be saying that they've been fighting for since 2016. Why is it that the international community has not made a decision? They've been fighting since 2016. Over 65,000 of our people have been killed. Over 2.5 million has been internally and externally displaced. Over 500,000 are lavishing in refugee camps all across Africa. Our people, over 15,000 of our people have been locked up in prisons illegally. They're still being locked up. They've not been released. Our people might be tempted to think, they ask the question, why, how come the international community have not made a decision? We are here to assure you that everything that has been happening for the past 9 years now and counting, the international community has been monitoring that. We are here to let you know that our quest for recognition is not an easy fight, but we know that we are fighters and we know that we will finally win. And as far as the Ambazonia's recognition is concerned, we are here to let you know that our diplomatic efforts through Friends of Ambazonia have actually quadrupled the efforts that we've made in any other year that we've been in this revolution. And we continue to make these sacrifices to make sure that the international community can hear us very clearly. We are here to let you know that we are not giving up. Yes, we are not giving up on this fight. We are not giving up in letting the international community know that that La République du Cameroon is still killing our people on a daily basis, on a day-to-day basis. We are here to keep you posted on what we are doing here at the level of the international community or in the diaspora, and more specifically in America, what we are doing. America currently, under the leadership of President Donald Trump, America has the strongest and the best president America will ever want what governing America at this point in time. So President Donald Trump is here in office, and we are counting on him, and we are hoping that with all his efforts that he has in resolving all the conflicts around the world, eventually he will step in at given time to resolve the conflict in Ambazonia and will request for La République du Cameroon to withdraw from that territory. Yes, Pastor Victor, I know we've been talking about all of the stuff that is happening. And yes, to assure the Ambazonian people of how critical this year is, you see all the manipulation, all the maneuvers that the Republic of Cameroon, that's how actually they're supposed to be called, the Republic of Cameroon is doing in their political system because of their supposed election that is coming up. You see their fake resignation of one of their ministers, they call Issa Chiroma, that he claimed to have resigned from the government and is going to campaign for the election. Like Brother Paul is saying, it's all fake. It's all made up. We all remember a couple of years ago, even one of their own ministers, Jean-Didier Momo, said the regime ne va jamais changer. You see, they're telling you that the regime that governs, the regime is not Paul Biya. Paul Biya is part of the regime that governs. That regime will not change. So don't let them lie to you. They come and lie to us. They say they have politicians like they're pushing Issa Chiroma outside now to go and say, calm down. The people in the northern part, the far north, that's the Marua, the Garua, and the Gaundere. Hey, you guys should calm down. It looks like they want to lie to them that, oh, Issa Chiroma is probably going to be fighting for them. It is not. Even the supposed famous opposition leader they call Kanto, from my own assessment, he is part of the regime. Let me tell you, if they are not part of the regime, they will not even allow them to operate. And don't let them play all this manipulation to deceive the people to think that somebody is there is fighting for you. Somebody has to come from outside in order to take over power in Cameroon for them to be a change of regime. All these same old people that have been part of that CPDM is the same like the Frundis. Ever since in the early 90s, they already showed us Frundi was part of that CPDM before he went and formed an opposition party. Don't believe in all of these people that come out that they're coming from CPDM to go and form an opposition party. They are all part of the regime. And they're trying to calm down the population or deceive the population to think that they are fighting for the population. Don't believe any of them. Don't believe any of them. Even in one of the videos that the studio had mistakenly played with one guy they were interviewing, and he was asking what should Cameroonians do. He said that no, he doesn't want to advise Cameroonians. He wants to advise the family of Paul Biya not to allow Paul Biya to run. So they're bringing these people out to calm the population down. They've seen the recent rioting. They've seen the recent protests there in Cameroon, and they're not happy. They try to look for a way to calm the people down. Don't believe in any of these people. Don't believe in anything that they say. And to our people in Amazonia, this year is very critical. It's very critical for us to suddenly defeat the enemy. We have pushed the enemy. We have resisted the enemy until we are around the last line of this struggle to defeat our enemy. So please don't believe in these so-called politicians that are coming or they are lying. I know in recent days we saw the video of Barrister Agbobala. Then he came out and he is asking the people, asking Amazonians to unite for what? For what? United for what? The Amazonian people are united against La République du Cameroon colonization. And this has been going on for 16 years now. For over 9 years now. That the people came together and said they have to fight and kick out the colonizer out of our territory. That French Cameroon or the Republic of Cameroon election has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with the people of Amazonia. That is not us, and it is not organized by our leaders, of course, and we have no reason to participate in it. So that's the Cameroon thing. So I don't know what Agbobala is doing. Of course, there is pure evidence that he is talking for the enemy. He is trying to give the enemy reasons to continue with their question that they're doing in our territory. He is giving the enemy reasons to continue to extort the people of Southern Cameroon. Continuous extraction of our resources and keeping our people colonized. So that's what they're working for the enemy. So we don't have to listen to any of them when they come and talk to us. And don't talk to us about uniting for Cameroon's election or what, because the people of the former British Southern Cameroons, the Amazonians, are not a part of Cameroon, the Republic of Cameroon. And Agbobala knows this very, very well. So yes,
Tita, before you go, I know your time is very pressed. I've asked the studio to play all the video that we saw the lady that is advocating, the only journalist at the White House that was talking about the peace deal that President Donald Trump has cut to bring the people and Rwanda together, yes, so that there should be no more war. Let the studio play that video. It's just 1 or 2 minutes on it so that you comment on it before you run. Then we'll pick up the show again from there. But we're keeping this last part for the last part of the show. But since you've come on and I know your time is very pressed, let's play that video. There's also the picture of this journalist that is exposing Yaoundé in Washington, D.C. I don't know if you have time for that, but let's start with the video. Thank you.
Who comes from the area and knows exactly what's happening. Caroline, could I ask you to say a few words?
Yes, sir. Here we have Haryana, who is from the continent of Africa. She's been a reporter here in the United States for many years, and she has a story to share with the press, with the media, and with these two fantastic leaders who have joined you today. So, Haryana, please.
Why don't you come up here and talk so they can see?
Sure.
That'd be great. great. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr.
It's a great honor.
Thank you, Mr. President. So, as Caroline has mentioned, President, first of all, I want to let you know that I'm the only African reporter accredited here at the White House and I cover for the entire continent. So I just arrived from Congo, Democratic Republic of the Congo, yesterday. I went to see firsthand how the people is feeling and the president's message, President Felix Tshisekedi, about this upcoming peace deal. And let me tell you firsthand what I've witnessed myself. I spoke with the people on the street. I spoke with youth. They know your name. They know that a president named President Trump is working hard to finally bring peace to the country. I saw hope. They have hope now for a better day in Congo. They see what you're doing as a future, better future for Congo. And I had opportunity to sit down with President Felix Tshisekedi for an interview because I want to understand his mind, what he's thinking, his feeling about everything that your administration is doing. And he told me firsthand that for many years, many American presidents overlooked this conflict. They didn't do nothing. Even myself, I cover President Biden's administration. I pressed many times about this conflict. People are dying in Congo. This country has so much potential, but they need help because this war is destroying the country. Right. They never gave me any answer. And he told me, President Tshisekedi, that he's you have no idea, he's very thankful for what you're doing, for what your administration is doing. Not only him, the entire Congolese people, they see that finally they will have hope. And President Tshisekedi also mentioned at the end of my interview that when peace finally comes to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, he's thinking to nominate you as a Nobel Prize Peace because he said you deserve, you have been working to bring peace in the world, not only at the Congo, and he's very hopeful to meet you in the future.
That's so nice, boy, and that's so beautifully stated. And Caroline said, number one, she did say, and I shouldn't say this because it's politically incorrect, she said, she's beautiful, and you are beautiful. Okay? I'm not allowed to say that, you know, that could be the end of my political career, but I said it anyway. But you are beautiful, and you're beautiful inside. So I wish I had more reporters like you. So you covered Africa for a long time?
Yes, for over 10 years.
Wow.
I cover even your first administration.
Yes, I know that. That's great. Well, thank you. That's so nice that you said it.
Thank you so much, studio. Dr. Tita, please, I know your time is very pressed, but this is something that we are glad that Congo is finally getting to that point where we can say there is peace. And this is only coming under the auspices of Donald Trump. Is there any hope for the people of Ambazonia? I know we're keeping this audio and this video for the last to give hope to the people of Ambazonia. What can you say to the people of Ambazonia? Do you going to get to such a point sooner that President Donald Trump also will broker a peace deal? And for us, we might not necessarily need a peace deal because Ambazonia's independence was voted for. We need a proclamation and a recognition of the nation of Ambazonia. What is your saying and what is your take? And what do you anticipate and think that with what we are doing in Washington will finally come from President Trump? Once more before you go.
Thank you so much, Pastor Victor. I think most of us, or even all of us, were in the forum when our lobby firm informed us about this peace agreement. And I think everyone saw my reaction to that, you know, even before these images came in on camera. I think we're extremely excited to see the great work of President Trump and President Trump administrations that they're doing all over the world in order to make sure that there's peace. President Trump is a true man of God. He's a true believer. I cannot talk much about this, you know, at that level of God, because Ma Dorothy is here and you here, you know. So I will leave it at that. But everybody saw my reaction in that forum was like, this is a real big deal. I mean, it's an amazing time that we have a president of America that is really focused on peace and not focused on going to war everywhere. And he's focused on bringing peace to the Democratic Republic of Congo and Rwanda that have been fighting for over, some say 30 years now. That's a long time. But they've been fighting in that area. I heard the reporter said it there that during the Biden administration, she tried to reach out to the Biden administration to see if they could attend to this crisis, but nobody gave her any listening ear. I mean, that's how sometimes some of these presidents in America can be. But America has the best president that we can think of at this point in time in President Donald J. Trump that is focused on bringing peace. And like you saw my reaction in that same forum is that we are after he has resolved the issues in the Democratic Republic of Congo. At some point, he will look into the issues in from administration withdraw from that territory. So hoping so, and we are praying that he's going to make that decision sooner than later. And like you all know, and everybody knows, the effort that we're making, we are not stopping. Like I'm here to inform the Ambazonian people that our diplomatic efforts or initiatives in America has actually quadrupled this year. I mean, we're doing so much. It's like on a day-to-day basis, the people, the lawyers we talk to, or the human rights advocates we talk to, the people around the leadership in America that we talk to. I can't really call their names here because we don't want any of our initiative or our efforts to be infiltrated by La République du Cameroon. You know, La République du Cameroon is working everywhere to buy everybody. You know, that's what they did in the early 2018, 2019, 2020. I don't know if they can really buy somebody now because they're at the brink of collapsing, you know, in that country this 2025. So, but we'll continue to make efforts. I mean, our efforts, some of our efforts are going to be made known, which brought on TV, on this Ambazonian state radio and television, for the Ambazonian people to see what we are doing. A lot of it, which is about 90% of it, is not going to be shown on TV. And we're going to talk briefly about it and not in details because we don't want any of these to be infiltrated. Like I said, when I came in here, I said, we are exceptionally hard this year in making sure that the international community makes a decision that is going to be in favor of the suffering people of Ambazonia. We're listening a lot to a lot of advisors. We're listening to a lot of lobbyists. We're listening to a lot of leaders in America, and we're making sure that we get through to the right quarters that will make that decision sooner than later. But we're extremely grateful. As everybody know, I'm a Republican. I'm a staunch President Trump supporter. So I'm extremely excited to see that he's making these decisions that he's making to bring peace in the world. And that's what we yearn for in Ambazonia. And we're hoping that sooner than later, we're going to get our recognition that we need. Thank you so much, Pastor Victor. I'm going to heal because I know that Brother Paul and Ma Dorothy might have to chip in too.
Yes.
Unless you have another question.
This other question was going to be about the exposure of the Republic of Cameroon by the CC Buckley, senior investigative journalist. I don't know. That is some story. Might be we're going to just touch a little bit on that and we'll handle that in our next show. But if you have something to say there, you can comment something there before my daughter and Paul will jump in to say something.
No, I think the work of that journalist came in very timely. Why do I say timely? Because Cameroon, in all its efforts, trying to cover up all the genocide that they're doing, Cameroon, it's all its efforts. They try to pay everybody that they can possibly pay in America. I think she has the names of the firms, the big firms in America that the Republic of Cameroon had paid for them to cover up and to change also the narrative. And part of what that firm does is, we all know it, when we make these outreaches to talk to people in the rightful places in America, all of a sudden you get your message through, and all of a sudden that message gets blocked. That, oh, it can't go more than that. So that's all part of La République du Cameroon effort to make sure that they stop every initiative that we are doing. But you know, the God we serve is a miraculous God, and the God we serve is a God that really cares. Because the moment we go somewhere and their agents try to block the initiative that we're trying to do, God shows us another path. And before they know it, we have already gone through another path. So, and that's how we continuously move in Washington, D.C., or move here in America. How about I say America instead of Washington, D.C. specifically? So we continuously to look for options on how we need to go to get into the right quarters here in America to make sure that our message is heard and to make sure that the right decision is made for the people of Amazonia. So the report that she came and she showed, at least from that report, it makes us to feel like, oh no, our efforts we were making was not going for waste because they paid millions to make sure that all of this information is being covered up and stuff like that. But that is now is public information. We forwarded that to all the rightful quarters here in America so they can see how much money Rodriguez has paid and the people they've paid to be able to be blocking our messages from going through. And we have people of God that are coming on board. Trust me, fellow Ambazonians, that are fighting for you, the Ambazonian people, and to make sure that you get the recognition that we need and to make sure that our relief from that territory. So it's been an amazing opportunity for us this year, 2025, to navigate through Washington, D.C. or through the state here in America because of the election of President Donald J. Trump, of which we are extremely grateful about. I mean, and we're hoping that he will come and make a decision for the people of Amazonia sooner than later. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate. And Madoti, let me jump to you now. Your comment on the two. I know you already talked about Congo Bala's situation. I was just coming in there because we had just finished that topic. Now on the interview you saw, this journalist talking at the White House, the only journalist that covered the entire Africa at the White House, talking about the peace in Congo, and then this exposure. Please, your take on that. We are 20 minutes to the top of the hour for our program. Let me take your take on that before I go to Paul Maduroti.
Yes, thank you, Pastor Victor. Good to see you, Dr. Tita. Yes, on the journalist, I was very impressed with her. She looked sharp and very impressed that she's the only one in the whole continent, which means that
the White House.
Yes, representing the whole continent at the White House. At the White House. So which means that the wind of change is doing something. We'll have more journalists from the continent in the White House, I bet you, under President Trump. She said something. She said that under Biden administration, she tried to bring the conflict in Congo and nothing, they will not hit to it. So now it makes me feel comfortable. That is why Ambazonia, if they could not even a representative that is in the White House could not bring the plight of her people to the table of the President Biden, then what about Ambazonia? That so the 4 years we can understand why it was like a waste or a standstill. 4 years under President Biden. Now it is clearer. And we are going to try to contact her to know how much she knows about our case, so that she can take it forth, since she's already where she is. About Buckley, they say that sometimes somebody might be acting as a divine helper, not knowing. She might be thinking that she's doing her job, earning her money, but it is God, I believe, that has given her a burden for Ambazonians. If you remember, she was the one who exposed Ayabacho and La Republique, how Ayabacho used to take ammunition from La Republique.
Okay.
Yes, that's her. Yeah, that's how Chris Anu in those days.
Chris Anu interviewed her.
Yes,
right.
That is the same lady. I look at her as, God can be using somebody and the person is not conscious of the fact that she's playing a divine role here. She's playing a divine role because this exposure that she has exposed is so timely. It's very timely for us. Now we were quick to get her, write up her exposure and give to people at strategic places to see, because it buffers our story. It buffers the truth. I bet you, as I keep saying, if President Trump knows the truth, No voice will be greater than the voice
Because
of
you
God.
can't corrupt him either. Indeed. Yeah.
No voice will be greater than the voice of God in President Trump's ears. He's a believer. He's a believer. He will act on truth. He will act on truth. I believe so. I mean, when I read what that woman wrote, Ambazonians, you will not believe it. The amount of money just between 2018 and 2020, they spent more than 3 point something million dollars. La Republique. They hired the best lobby firms, the best public relations firms. You know, public relations, they are the people who see black and they tell you that is white and you will believe it that is white. And that is why she and then she labeled her right up a portion that says that whitewashing genocide. That means the genocide is there, but they will whitewashing that. No, you somebody will tell you that that is blood. You will say no, it's not blood. That is the amount of money that La Republique, I mean, spent. This is only in America. These lobbies people, they target, you know, the secretaries in a Congress people's office, their clerks, the secretaries. So when you go to the congressman, you go and give your case, explain, you think that you have done wonders. when you leave the secretaries, I'm sure they just shovel it in the trash or something. Because these people, they say they target the secretaries and they target the foreign committees members with money. Then they always organize where they are talking about the case, painting Biya as a reformist, that he wants he is for decentralization, you know, just trying to sugarcoat Biya and then terming Ambazonians as terrorists. Then the whole genocide, they say, is a fight between separatists and the government forces. So they just downplay, spend, invested. I'm sure, Biden, President Trump's winning the election was a big blow to them, because I don't think this type of thing will catch fire with under Donald Trump. So what am I saying? I'm telling you that Ambazonians, now you should understand how devilish La Republics are. You see the length the amount of that have been. Just imagine, and then you tell me that you can go and still live with La Republique cordially. It's a joke. But I said last week.
You.
Let us surrender as many people have surrendered. Then you know the true colors of La Republique. This money that they've invested, not only money, energy that they've invested, Ambazonians, you'll be worse than third-class citizens in a country. You will not even be up to be looked at as human beings. So they should tell us that we have to fight. We have to resist.
Thank you.
Stay in your territory and resist in your territory. Stay within your boundaries. Resist within your boundaries. Send La Republique out. They should tell you that instead of you helping La Republique, help by the ASAs, help the fighters in your village, help the fighters in your county. Those fighters that you can collaborate with them. Don't collaborate with La Republique. Collaborate with them so that they can take out the enemy from your territory. We have to focus on our territory and how to make La Republique pack out of our territory. That should be our focus. Ambazonians, these secrets are coming out, and there is no way La Republique can argue this truth. This is from a renowned journalist. They cannot say it's a lie. They cannot.
They are being exposed. Thank you.
They are being exposed.
Thank you,
very timely. I'm very happy that it came out at this time. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you, Majerotti. Comrade Paul, we have 12 minutes to go. We have two items to comment on. The one of that reporter at the White House giving a report of how Donald Trump fought in Congo. And this reporter, Berkeley, that has enumerated, because he begins in his first bulletin, he begins by telling us that between La Republique spent $1 million in lobbying. Between 2018 and 2020, $1.2 million. Between 2018 and 1.2 lobbying, then $600,000 on the media, to make our internet not to work well, to corrupt people, to say things about La Republique, which is not true. In that same 2020, in fact, there's a lot. Paul, your take on this? We'll look a good time to analyze this exposure of this lady about La Republique. I did not know the same La Republique woman the woman that exposed La Republique during Cristiano when he was still on ABC. Thank you, Paul.
What is happening between Rwanda and Congo, brokered by Trump, is wonderful. It's commendable. But now we as Ambazonians must have to look who touched what for that matter to come on Donald Trump's table. Right. You see, we are in a revolution where we don't only see things, analyze them, but we try to copy the good side of whatever is happening. We must go to the back room and investigate how did this matter reach Donald Trump's table. That is what is very important. When you see a deal being broken like that, they did not just carry it from Qatar, because this thing started in Qatar. This Rwanda and the president of Rwanda and Tshisekedi and Kagame, they met person to person in Qatar, but this agreement was not signed. So what happened? How did it leave Qatar to America? How? What transpired behind? That is where we have to look. Why can not our own case be tabled to Donald Trump? What is happening? Why is our own the most forgotten crisis? So there are people inside that office that day. This one I'm not going to call names here, which we need to contact, that we need to get in touch with. And now comes the lobbyists, the work of the lobbyists. Lobbyists made this thing to be possible. There are lobbyist countries, for example, the most influential lobbyist country in the world now is, when it comes to in terms of conflict, is Qatar. In terms of finances, sometimes they go to Switzerland and places like that. But there are also firms run and controlled by individuals or group of persons that lobby, which we need to table it to these lobbyists for them to find a means for this thing to leave the ground and touch the right quarters. There's still something which I don't figure out. A card has been played, a very high diplomatic card, because Tshisekedi and Kagame were in Qatar, but a deal is signed on Donald Trump's table. This one is to show you how powerful, how important the White House is, and how we must try our best to make sure that before this 4 years of Trump ends, our case must sit the case of Rwanda and Congo sitting. This, if Donald Trump succeeds in brokering a deal between us and French Cameroon, why are we not going to nominate him Nobel Peace Prize?
Right, indeed.
That one will add another feather for him to go towards to get that accolade. So these are the things that we have to use. That Mr. Donald Trump, this is the most forgotten crisis in the world. If you succeed in your mandate to bring this crisis to an end, just like you have done for the Congo and Rwanda, which is a that has been for close to 30 or since after the genocide in Rwanda, which is close to 30 years. So we have to look at things like this. We don't look at them superficially. We will have to look the reality, what is happening. Why is it not the Ambazonia case where that one is? There we turn to our lobbyists. Please, can you channel this matter to this person? Can you channel this cry to this person? Can you pass through this door? Make sure that before these 4 years come to an end, Ambazonia is free.
Thank you, Comrade Paul. That's what we are fighting. Indeed.
Yeah.
And to add to what you have just said, Comrade Paul, we will not relent because we know that this is the only president that can do a rational decision that no matter what, he will stand on his words first because he honored God in his life. And he cannot see the suffering people in Congo being killed on a daily basis on a land dispute that has sense about it. We are not even like their case. Our independence was voted for. Our people have not treated Union with La Republic. It's simply deception and a kind of a lie that was told that we were in a union with La Republic. So our case is more easier. Like you said, we have seen all what La Republic have been fighting to destroy anything we do to get our case to the people of various nations and especially to the White House. Donald Trump administration is different from Joe Biden because Joe Biden's administration was bought over. Many were bought over. These millions you are hearing were under the time of Joe Biden's administration. And we are fighting to see La Republic have spent all they can spend. They have seen that their money have been wasted on the Capitol Hill, wasted in Washington for nothing. And we are standing firm to say that God will not allow those in the Trump administration to collect bribery and to sell their consciences over the killings of our people. Share our story. We share them the links of the genocide that is being committed. So they see raw pictures. They see them. And we are believing God, Ambassador, as you continue to pray with us and stand with us, we believe in God that before the 4 years, in fact, this is how much we have done in the past 6 months. Count from January when we went for inauguration till now, what we have accomplished in 6 months. I bet you God is with us. Like Dr. Tita said, when we discover that a door is blocked, we go and knock other doors. When we see that this door is blocked, we knock, and God keeps showing us different ways. And we are trusting God. Amazonians, believe God for your freedom. Don't believe in a human being. Human being will fail you. Many have been compromised. Many consciences have been bought over already. But believe God to bring you the rightful people that will knock the rightful door, like Paul just said now. What friends? What makes it different? That in this time and era, these people are broken a deal with the Trump administration when they could not do it in the past years and in the past administrations. Something went wrong somewhere, something went well somewhere. And that is the type of thing we are praying to see that happens to Ambazonia, so that the people of Ambazonia's freedom must come. And as God is in heaven, bearing witness with us, we have been advocating this in the spirit and in the physical. I have asked you that is collecting or that is supporting La Republic. If you were God and they brought the case of Ambazonia before you, will you judge in favor of La Republic that is killing our people, maiming our people, giving our people tough time? In fact, I was even saying, let's even forget the fact that we were never one country. And let's take that they just came to that let's partner. Have we been treated fairly? Have you, if you are asked to judge whether La Republic have treated us fairly, will you say they have treated us fairly? That from our land, there are no roads, there's no electricity, there's no pipe-borne drinking water. Even to Ndian, where they mine the oil, there's nothing happening there. No road. Is that fair treatment that you think God can support such an administration? Is that fair treatment that you think God can support them to take our territory? Bet you I bet you at the appointed time, the suffering will be brought to an end, deliver our land to us, because God has given a long road for our people to draw. Do something right. Do something right. Bring equity. Let people enjoy from both ends. I bet you, if we were having a fair share, we will not even be here complaining. Ambazonians are so good. Ambazonians, you are a very good-hearted people. You are talking now because your back is against the wall. There's just no way to go back anymore. You have been pushed to the wall. There's no more any space for you to be pushed at. That's why we are even advocating. Otherwise, in the time of Ahidjo, he mined the oil. He did all the things he did. He took the cocoa, the timber, and all these things. We were not, because he even did some minor projects in Ambazonia. The road between Yaoundé and Bamenda was tied in Ahidjo's time. The road to Limbe was tied in Ahidjo's time. But this chop broke pot, a demonic Oko regime have come to say we don't care about them. Let them die. And you want us to go federate. You want us to go live one country. You're out of your mind. And we are here to tell you, even as you cannot judge in favor of them, God will not judge in their favor. And God will surely give our land back. Thank you all, Ambazonians. We have one more topic that we're going to touch for today, but we're going to leave that for another day, because we've
Pastor, Pastor, I have something to add to this. No, I have something to add to. Yes, right, because he is asking that the president of Congo and the one of Rwanda they met in Qatar, how come it ended in on Donald Trump's table? If you remember, when Donald Trump just won the elections, after his inauguration, when he said his policy was no aid but partnership, the president of Congo, it was really, it made news. He called on Donald Trump to come to Congo and take everything. I'm sure that call that the president of Congo made to Donald Trump, inviting Donald Trump to come and take the minerals, that call, I'm sure it influenced this deal that like this. I'm sure the Congo person did not trust that African deal that they were to make. He said, let me just go for the right person. That is what I believe happened. And then to add to who, right, and to add to Donald Trump, this is the only president that I've seen that campaigns on an issue and is delivering on what he campaigned.
Please just give me 1 minute for this.
If you look at the people who voted for him, his constituencies, what they wanted, you can see that he is working hard. He's doing his best to achieve whatever he said, to keep to his words. That is President Trump. That is why I believe that when the truth, he has said it, that he wants to be remembered as a president of peace, not wars. He will use his power to end wars. So Ambazonians, be very optimistic. Be very optimistic under President Donald Trump's leadership in Washington. He wants to keep to his words. He wants to keep to his words.
Thank you, Madaroti. We are at the top of the hour. Please, we'll call it a day here today. Thank you, Congress Paul. Thank you, Marty. We'll leave the issue of the southern province, Bulu, Dios, locking their roads, and they will not beat them. They will not shoot. They will leave them for next week. That was the last topic we're going to touch, but please, my time is up, and I have other appointments. Please, I will really have to go. So God bless you. Thank you. We will come back to you again on subsequent programs here on Ambazonia State Radio and Television. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Pastor Tom.